Match underway. And straight away, stalemate in the centre of the field. Remember, Cork playing into the goal on the left. Waterford looking for a much brighter start than they had 9 weeks ago when they conceded a goal and a point in the opening couple of minutes.
Jerry, straight away with a host of changes. We have Dave Bennett joined by Michael Walsh in the middle of the field. Their half-forward line now reads Owen Kelly, Seamus Prendergast and Jack Kennedy, and we have John Milan and Paul Flynn inside in the full forward line.
And that'll change again, you can be sure. Because that's the nature of the game, isn't it? Down towards Niall McCarthy there. He could have a vital role to play at centre forward. Comes out here towards the Waterford captain, Owen Kelly. First opportunity to get the ball away, not successful. Helped here by Ken McGrath. Chasing after him is Jerry O'Connor. Leaves the ball behind. This is Tom Kenny. Moving menacingly through the centre to Niall McCarthy. Trying to set up an opening scoring opportunity for Cork. Going for one himself. Dropping short. Really testing one for the goalkeeper. We're certain that Clinton Hennessy will be tested early and often by Cork. Prendergast doing his bit to try and keep that ball in play. Succeeded as well. Here comes Owen Kelly once again. Driving it away long down into the forward line. Pressure on the Cork full-back line. Diarmuid O'Sullivan trying to get the ball away. Dan Shanahan there, but the referee's whistle has sounded, and it's going to be a free out to Cork. Diarmuid O'Sullivan then. Into the breeze. Towards Brian Corcoran. Man who got injured in the Munster final. Got well away from his man that time and put it over the bar. The opening point after 2 minutes coming from Brian Corcoran. Fergal Hartley just lost his footing there, slipping. I think the neutrals here, if there are any neutrals, are waiting for Waterford to get going. Here comes Seamus Prendergast, a man who would run his heart out for Waterford. Dangerous ball in, and it's over the bar. That's a bit more like it, but it's taken Waterford over 9 minutes to get their first score. Well, straight to Jerry O'Connor. Waterford can win it back, however. That's good, beautiful. Tony Brown over the bar from the middle of the field. Dave Bennett straight at Michael Welch. Waterford hold possession. Bennett again in the breeze. It's not easy to judge it, but he's judged it to a T. His eye was in that time. Beautifully hit by Dave Bennett. That's two really long-range points now in the last couple of scores, and the teams are level at 3 points apiece. This is towards Milan. In the corner there is Brian Murphy. Had his problems against Owen Kelly of Tipperary, but then who wouldn't? Oof, he's in trouble here with the hand pass. Waterford pick it up. Comes back here towards Milan. Pass from Paul Flynn, and the referee has blown his whistle, and it's a free into Waterford. Well, a goal or a point here from Flynn will see Waterford in front for the first time in the match. The Guinness quarter-final saved. Back in again, and it's a goal! Dan Shanahan! Another one for Dan Shanahan.
Just going to say there, his goal-scoring record against Cork. Paul Flynn missed it. Dan Shanahan in after like a shot, like any good forward, followed it in, and a great finish.
Well, score of 6 goals in last year's championship, and here's another one here. Into space. Brian Corcoran racing after it, taking Fergal Hartley out of position, but the angle is tied out into the corner. Waterford will be happy enough to bottle him up out there, and Waterford do well, and it's James Murray. Knows Cork well, was a student at UCC, and that's going to be a Cork ball. Couldn't quite deliver the clearance out because he was well aware that he was going to be hooped. Ben O'Connor. Good connection. Dangerous one in. Goalkeeper does really well this time. Hennessy getting it out. Waterford under pressure still, however. And this is Owen Murphy. Good clearance by Murphy. Well delivered up as far as Seamus Prendergast, taking on Ronan Curran. Really doing well, carrying it expertly. Beautiful point. That's a second great point in this match by Seamus Prendergast, and it all came from the line ball, batted out successfully by the goalkeeper. And it's Jerry O'Connor once again, injecting pace into the movement to his brother Ben, taking the return. This is better. Classy movement, and that's over the bar, off the goalkeeper's stick. Jerry O'Connor with his first point, coming out of midfield. Beautiful link play with his twin brother Ben. David O'Sullivan has come out the field, out to the half-back line. He's hooked. John Milan was hooking that time, injured himself in the process. O'Sullivan trying to get the ball away, needing support and help here. This is Jerry O'Sullivan towards Ben, or Jerry O'Connor rather, towards Ben O'Connor. Back towards Jerry once again. Has Sean O'Halpine available? Lots of short passing. What are they going to do next? Another hand pass towards John Gardner. 65 metres out from his own goal. Low going long in towards Joe Dean, in towards full forward this time. Breaks towards Kieran Murphy, trying to make his way through. Looking for a penalty, looking for something. Referee has blown his whistle. Now what's the decision and where did he fall?
If it's a free, it has to be a penalty, Jared.
Well, he didn't wave his hands out. That's what I was waiting for. This is where he moved inside. He was definitely inside the square.
It's definitely a penalty.
That's puzzling. Referee's given an ordinary 20-metre free. That should have been a penalty. Instead of 3 on the line, there are 5 facing Joe Dean. 3 points so far. He narrows the gap even more. In midfield, Ben O'Connor tried to pick it up, put his hands, couldn't quite get it. It's Michael Welch who's in there and playing almost a game of hockey with that one. As Waterford trying to keep it in play, much crisper strike by Sean O'Halpine, down towards Ben O'Connor. Ahead for Tom Kenny. Remember the goal he got against Wexford in the semi-final last year. He'd be content with a point here, and he is. Michael Walsh rising up for that one. Comes to James Murray, comes back off the legs of Ben O'Connor, trying to apply some pressure on the Waterford backs. Murray on his knees that time. Comes out again to Michael Walsh, who's doing a lot of hard work in the opening minutes of the second half, but Ben O'Connor here taking it from that group of players. Nice shot, good delivery, and it's over the bar. Ben O'Connor's second point, and the teams are level for the second time. Great start for Cork here, coming out looking for the vital scores. Ben doing what he does so well, just waits calmly, coolly, and then swiftly delivers it over the bar. Nearly 9 minutes into the second half. Here's Seamus Prendergast, had a very good first half. This is a real speculative one from some considerable distance out, and the umpire says it's over the bar. Milan coming out there 45 metres out, taking his marker Brian Murphy out with him, needing a score. He's got it. First score of the day for John Milan. Failed to score when the sides met last in the championship, but he's been anxious to get on the scoreline. Racing away here, taking it on his right-hand side. Pat Mulcahy trying to pick this one up, doing so successfully. Bottled up over there by Paul O'Brien. Coming through is Tom Kenny, making a lot of headway. It's Kenny going right through. Good challenge. Excellent challenge coming in that time. Comes out to Ken McGrath. The challenge was by Fergal Hartley. Brilliant intervention to stop a near certain Cork score. Michael Walsh way down the field for Waterford. David O'Sullivan is under it, nurses it to himself, dodges away from challenges, has O'Halpine available. Here comes the captain, pursued over there by Paul Flynn. Sean O'Halpine going for a score. That's over. That's his first ever point in the championship in his 30th match, and he has levelled up the game. A captain's moment. The teams are level for the 5th time. Here's Dan Shanahan, lobbing it in straight into the goalkeeper's hands. Donald O'Cusack away from Paul Flynn, back out the field, battled down there by James Murray. It's quite a contest, and the referee this time indicting Waterford's Owen Kelly. John Gardner. Well, that's a huge one. That's all the way. Cork lead. Gardner's got a third. 3 brilliant pointed frees, and it's 15 points to 111. 1 point the margin. But Waterford are giving as good as they have been getting. Here comes Paul O'Brien. They look for an equaliser. Again, it drops short. A breeze may be a factor in some of those shots, not quite reaching the target. Good block done by Milan. Comes to Dan Shanahan, trying to free up a colleague. It's Seamus Prendergast coming through. Brilliantly done by Prendergast. He's got a third, and it's a thriller at Croke Park. But wide so far. Well, Cork marginally the more guilty. Jerry O'Connor in towards Joe Dean. It hops dangerously down to Brian Corcoran. Dangerous moment for Waterford. Buried in the 28th minute of the second half. Brian Corcoran, ever the hero. He got one in Perlis against Waterford. He's got another here. It's his 5th ever goal in the championship. It was a walloper past Clinton Hennessy.
Yeah, brilliant drop puck there. If you just watch, he knew he was going to be blocked, so he let the ball hit the ground and then pulled on it. An unstoppable shot to the corner of the net. And they're a first-time ball from Jerry O'Connor that time. A high ball in, get it in there quick, and they'll cause damage. They're a very dangerous full forward line.
It was the brilliant ground stroke by Corker. It was the technique. It was the opportunism. John Gardner with the free. Cork leading by 3. Waterford now with a lot to do, but they're still in there with a really good opportunity. Need to get the ball downfield. Tom Feeney, not a good ball, mopped up by Tom Kenny in the centre of the field. Trying to open it up here once again. That's Neil Ronan playing the ball in. Fergal Hartley a little uncertain initially. Now he's battling there against Brian Corcoran. Again, it is the substitute, Neil Ronan, in on the baseline there. The shoulder has injured the defender. Ronan cracks it over the bar. He's delighted. His first since coming on. And it's 116 to 112. This was it again here as Waterford had Fergal Hartley, I think, down on the deck from a very awkward angle. A look of delight on the substitute's face. Ronan Curran hasn't managed to get possession. Still in some difficulty. Waterford's line ball. Only 4 points between them, but only 4 minutes left. Waterford now, who have withdrawn Paul Flynn, and the other Paul Foley, is in there at full forward, yet to get his opportunity. Dave Bennett to take this line ball. Easily stopped by Ronan Curran, pressurised by Michael Welch. 3 Cork men around him, nobody able to beat him so far. Difficult ball to take. It's done well there, however. Dan Shanahan inside towards the new full forward. Cork coping with the difficulties. Pat Mulcahy getting the ball here, taking it away out of danger. Huge clearance way down the field towards Neil Ronan, stopped over there by Tom Finney. James Murray walloping it downfield towards the man in the corner, John Milan. Again, it's Ben O'Connor. Very clever play. Tom Kenny, centre of the field, looks for another. It's a beauty. In fact, it's Kieran Murphy. It's Kieran Murphy who drifted out there. Some of the fans making their way off. 117 to 112. That's Kieran Murphy now, who's gone out into the centre of the field. John Gardner now Once again, it's another Kieran Murphy, the Erin's own version. Good take there by Clinton Hennessy. Well, the margin is 5 points, the widest it's been during this game, which doesn't really reflect the nature of the game so far and the contribution Waterford have made. Tony Brown trying to drop hit that one out, and he's taken it out over his own end line, and it's a 65 to Cork. It's the first of the match. He was really in some difficulty here, coming back over his own end line. Ben O'Connor just looking for a nice piece of grass here in Croke Park to take this 65. And it is converted expertly. And the referee blows the final whistle, and Cork advance to the semi-finals. It was a good match, but the all-important score came after 63 minutes of the second half, or 63 minutes of the match. Brian Corcoran getting in at the loose end of a movement involving Jodine and cracking a great ground shot past Clinton Hennessy. And at the end, it's Waterford who lose by 5. Full-time score, Cork 118, Waterford 113.